Short message here. Pride is not good. God often calls pride the worst sin that a human can have, because think about it. Pride is thinking that we can do something without God's help, and it's actually impossible. You can do something for a short time, but what does the Bible say? Pride comes before the fall. You will fall. And God oftentimes in his mercy allows us to fall before the day of our death and eternal judgment so that we can look back to him. We get prideful. I got this. I can do this. I'll figure it out one day without God. And we fall. The only way that we can figure out life is by giving over the things that we can't figure out to him. And it seems why am I making this video? Because I've had struggles with that, where I thought that by my own intellect I can figure things out. But God says in the Bible, trust in him with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Yeah. So as humans, we're just humans. We didn't make this life, this world, this way. But there is someone who did. And I just wanted to remind you that in humility, we must seek him. And when it doesn't make sense, even after seeking him, he will guide us through. It's such an interesting situation that we're in as humans. It's such a very, very interesting situation. And I've struggled so hard the past couple years. So hard, because I've really been seeking and trying, but at the same time, not realizing that I'm holding on to this pride, like a ball, like I'm holding on to without knowing it, like a lot of the times we have pride and we don't even know, but I was holding on to like my ability to understand my business or relationships. I was like, I can do it if I just read another book, if I just, and then you fall 50 times. That's who I am, a very stubborn individual. So I have to fall more than once, more than twice, more than 5 times in order to finally get my head banged into the ground enough to think, dude, what? Oh, that's right. God's right. I'm leaning on my own understanding again. Humans. Being human is not easy. So call on God's name and he will direct your path. So I'll end with this. Like trusting in God is like it's like a letting go of thinking that your thoughts will lead you to peace. Because I was, and I still am. It's a process, but I'm better now. But I was way caught up in the mindset. Like I pray to God, I believe in God, I'm a Christian, but I was still thinking, before I go to bed, you're just in your head, you're like, okay, if I could just do this with my job, if I could just say this to the person that I'm talking to. You're like constantly thinking about how to make things better in your head, and then the next day you do the same thing, and then the next year it's like 7 years of the same exact thought. And you're like, wow, my own understanding doesn't help. So that loop for years is kind of what got me to realize that being humble enough to say, okay, God, I actually can't think my way through this process. Please help me. Give me peace. I'm going to give it to you. If my bank account runs out tomorrow, I'm going to just give it to you. If my relationship falls apart tomorrow, I'm going to just give it to you. If whatever, all these things that we're always trying to figure out, is my money right? Is my relationship right? Is my health right? Is my social status right? It's like we're always just going through this list in our head, constantly. Just give it to God as best you can. And if you can't give it to God, tell him, I can't give it to you. Say, God, I can't give this to you. For some reason, I keep thinking about it. Please help me. You know what I mean? Give me wisdom. I think it's just being with him is the point. Seeking him is the point. Wanting to be next to him is the point. And I know that God's not in a physical body next to us, and that's hard for me sometimes too. I'll talk to God. I'll say, God, why aren't you just here like a friend? You know what I mean? Earlier today, I got to dap my friend up, hug him, say, what up? How's it going? Eat some dinner. And that feels good. Where are you? Part of being human, you know. We don't understand right now completely why. But he is with you in his words, you know. It's like a good friend of yours sending you letters when they're overseas. You get a letter in the mail. Dude, hey, I'm in Barcelona, working here, doing this, hope you're well. You read the letter, you don't see him physically, but you still get the joy from it. You're like, oh man, my friend's doing well. Then you write a letter back, boom. So think of the Bible like that. God wrote us a letter, he's there, but he's just not present in the flesh right now. He wrote the letter, we read it, dang, he loves us. He did all this stuff. There's an evil man trying to get us, oh no! But I got you, don't worry. Okay. What do I gotta do? You know, seek my face, this. Okay. And then you can write him a letter back. Pray. And then you just keep the little pen pal thing going until the day comes where, bow, we go to heaven. That's it. Pride. Just remember, if things are not going the way that you think in your life, check yourself for pride. Check yourself, because I have had to do it a million times, and I'm only saying this for your benefit because it stinks to be stuck in the pride cycle of thinking that your own understanding and wisdom will get it done. It's actually maddening. Yeah. To the point where you become humble, hopefully. It's like God's blessing. Honestly, God's discipline and blessing is a sign that he loves you. If he's allowing you to struggle to the point where you're like, he's disciplining you in this life so that you can turn to him. Some people it takes longer than others. You know, me for sure. I'm one of the ones that's stubborn enough to take like multiple years in the same thought because I'm very, whatever adjective describes someone who thinks that and eventually they'll be able to do it. Prideful, that's the adjective, you know? So God's got you, he promised. And I can say from experience that when I let go a little bit of control, maybe there's 100% control, but I let go of 1%, I feel 1% better. You know, I get relaxed a little bit. And then you just slowly let go. God doesn't expect us to be perfect in an instant, you know? You don't watch this video and like, pride gone, no. God realizes that we all need process. So go in the process, man. Go in the process. I encourage you. That's it. Just a little message, you know?